What is good, you guys, and welcome back to another Guardians of the Globe video. Now, I'm going to be doing part 2 of the skill breakdown and ranking what I think you should level up versus what you shouldn't level up and who to level up. Today, we're going to be going over the Earth Defenders. Now, I do have a video coming soon, but it's going to be an exclusive TikTok. I'm gonna try to do it in batches to do quick content for people that just want the upgrades and that's it. They don't want the breakdown. They just want upgrade. So I'm gonna do those on TikTok. So part 3 might be on TikTok only. I'm not sure, but part 3 is going to be the Beyond Worlders and the criminals. The Earth Defenders I'm going to do today. I think the next video I do on this would maybe be all of the GDA heroes that I haven't covered. And then, because the criminals and the GDAs have a lot, and same thing with the Earth Defenders, they have a lot. But the GDA, the criminals have a lot of fodder too, like blues. So it's like you only really have 4 elites in the criminals, and I only have 2 of them up to Epic Plus, so I can only really judge the 2 I have. I'm still working on getting the other 2 to Epic Plus, so that's why I'm holding off on those. And then with the Beyond Worlders, I have every single character in the Beyond Worlders besides the 2 fodders in Flaxen Leader and in Damien Darkblood. Those are the only 2 I don't have Epic Plus, but all the elites I have Epic Plus, so I can give you real breakdowns on all their abilities. But today we're gonna go over Earth Defenders. Let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any more of your time, but I will say thank you guys for tuning in. I got a lot of good feedback on the last one, so I hope this one helps you guys as well. Now, there is also an event out today. Tempting. This one right here is tempting. Excuse me. But yeah, there is an event going on right now. This event right here. And the reason this event is so cool, as you see, I have been doing it a little bit. The reason this event is so cool is because you can get Universes from it, and as we know, Universa is the new hero, and this actually has a way higher percentage of getting her than even her event did. So, as you see, we're gonna go into this a little. But, funny enough, Alan's in the lab shop. But yeah, we're gonna go for some of this. First, let's claim our dailies. Let's complete our daily stuff first, and then we're gonna get into the actual ranking of the abilities. And then once we complete the ranking of the abilities, going over that stuff, then I'm gonna do some summonings. But that'll be a separate video coming to maybe I'll break it down to like little TikToks, or maybe I'll do a separate part video for just summonings. But we're here mostly for the breakdown. I just want to complete my challenges to, conserve time. Cheaper of a earpiece, but we're gonna probably have to buy this epic one here. Yeah, those 2. Okay. And then over here, points off. Recruit one hero. Or we can... Ooh, my weeklies are here too. Interesting. I didn't know my weeklies were today. It said I had a day left. Ooh. Power him up to 15. Right. Okay. That should be the 15 levels I need. This one. Get that one out of the way. If that's the case, then I'll just waste one. Just complete that and get that out of the way. Okay. Cover the dossier right back so this is. Alright. Obtain special lab XP. Okay. So if that's the case, let's go over here. Click on that. That should take care of that. Yep. Complete 20 of these. 20 heroes, that's going to be done very quickly. And then this right here, I can do magic beats, but okay. Let's get into the reason you guys are here. Okay. So, Earth Defenders. If you go to collection, we have Adam Eve, we already went over her. We have Invincible, we also went over him. And then the ones we didn't go over was Omni-Man, War Woman, Red Rush, and Green Ghost. These are the 4 we're going to be covering today. And I can retouch up on the other 2 that I already covered. So we'll go over these 2 real quick. I said if you were going to boost this ability, I would get it to 3. As the cheap option. Only reasoning to get it as a cheap option would be 3. The best option to get it to, though, for endgame and max potential out of an ability is 6. You get lifesteal, and 4. At 1 extra hit, and you do 8 extra % of damage. So for my people that are thinking long term with him, I think 6 is a sweet spot, a good spot to stay at for a while until you really have more to waste. And 3 being if you're a free to play player, that's where you probably want to end your Invincible at. I wouldn't recommend upgrading this one. I believe I said I wouldn't upgrade this one. Yeah, I said I wouldn't upgrade this one unless you're going to put it to 5. So it's either 5 or nothing, in all honesty, to me. Yeah. And then this one, I believe it was 5 as well. Or maybe nothing. Oh yeah, this was the dash ability, right? Yeah, so I would say get this one a 6 or 3. 6 being max, 3 being, cheap option, and then this one get it to 5 at best. Or and if you want to max it at 10, it's also good. Then for Adam Eve was one of the expensive ones. I said I personally think you should get her first ability to 10. Her second ability, I wouldn't boost it. Her third ability, I believe I also said 10. I said if you wanted to save the extra 30 pink points from, instead of getting it to 10, you can leave it at 9 just to save, the amount of you'll waste, because it's just a 5% difference. It's not a huge difference. So if you wanted to leave it at 9, it's understandable. But yeah, you get a 5% difference on the HP max and the 2% difference on that. So, like I said, 9 is like where you would max it. So I would say 10, 1, 9, and then 10. So all of these are kind of being maxed, which I know isn't the best idea, but she's really OP if you max all those things. Now the next best Earth Defender is right here. Omni-Man. So Omni-Man here. He creates an energy wave that breaks the floor, dealing damage to its targets and all hit. Dealing 150% base damage, applies 5 defense to all hit. So it's kind of like, it's an AoE that does a little bit of aerial damage, but not too much, and the damage on it isn't the best. He gets 1% lifesteal when fighting against humans, and it goes to the whole team. And this is something that they took from Omni-Man. Omni-Man used to have this at 10, and then they changed it and lowered it all the way down to 1. So Omni-Man used to have this, and I feel like he was really good when he did have it, but I feel like to waste all those points to just get back something that you used to have isn't worth it, especially if you're going to increase Invincible like we talked about, because I know some people want to run Omni-Man and Invincible for that last line of defense perk, because he does have it. If you're gonna boost Invincible, having Invincible, he's already giving 10% lifesteal to the team. So if you add Omni-Man with 10%, it could be useful, because then you're getting a 20% lifesteal to the entire team. But I don't know if it's worth boosting it to 10. I would say don't boost it at all, or boost it to max 10. I would say don't boost it at all, or just jump straight to 10. Like wait till you get the points and just power it to 10 immediately. But personally, I don't think I'm going to boost it. Now this one, after performing 4 critical hits, Omni-Man gets 100% chance on his next critical hit to deal 150% extra damage. The cooldown is always active, so every time he lands 4 critical hits, his fifth hit that will be critical will do 150% more damage than what it normally would do, and the cooldown is active. Now, if you boost this, it just kind of raises how much it deals. With the addition, this changes him. His cooldown is minus 5%, and I don't know what that means, to be honest. I never really, when I was looking at this earlier, I didn't know what it meant. So I don't know. Okay, so as you see right here, it goes from 4 hits to 3 hits. So I don't know if it means that there's like a 15% chance that he can land 2 critical hits and it happens. I'm not sure what it means, to be honest with you. So for that reasoning, I wouldn't agree. I'm not positive on what it does, so I wouldn't direct you guys to go power it up. I'm not fully sure what the negative 15% means, but I do know if you power it up, it goes from 4 crits to 3 crits, and the damage goes from 150 to 250, which is a big jump. But I don't know. The only ability here that I looked at that I was like, okay, this one jumps off the page to me, is this one right here, Gut Punch. And this is because it deals 200% base damage, and it also insta kills any enemy that is less than 10% HP. And then it also gives him an increase of 5% of his attack damage. and it has a cooldown of 40 seconds. If you boost this, right, this thing, I believe, goes up to 20%. Yeah, 20%. If the person isn't lower than 20%, you're going to do 350% damage to them. And Omni-Man's damage goes really fucking high. So with that being the case, you're going to deal a huge amount of percent damage to them, which will lower them. And then this also lowers the cooldown by 10%. And then it also lowers how low they have to be. Because, well, raises how low they have to be. Because now they're able to be at 20%. And 20% is actually where a lot of characters' abilities start to work. So with that being the case, at 20%, he might be able to eliminate a lot of people. Like Immortal, he'll be able to eliminate Immortal. He'll be able to eliminate Alan, who is like the most annoying. He'll be able to sometimes possibly be able to eliminate Mark, who has his shit that pops up. He'll be able to eliminate a lot of the big threats and instant take them out if you power this. So if I have to be honest, this skill here, the floor one, it's not worth it to me. The lifesteal, it's iffy. Depends on your team. I would say the only perk, the only skill here that I would guarantee put to 10 is this Gut Punch. This one, not sure, honestly. And this one definitely wouldn't boost it, in my opinion. I'd say higher life forms, you got a good chance to boost that one. I would say if Omni-Man is a big part of your team, I would say boost Gut Punch first to 10. See how your team works with that. And then if you want to, start powering the higher life form and see how you like it. Playing around with that, see how you like it. Because like I said, if Mark here, if you get this one to, like I just said, to just 6, you're already giving a 10% lifesteal. But I believe this is personal to Mark. That's the only thing. I believe it is personal to Mark. So with it being personal to Mark, Omni-Man's is to the whole team. So you would give, if you have Mark in your team, you would give Mark 20% lifesteal. Which is the only reason why I consider even it being a good possibility. Is because of how overpowered it would also make Mark. It would make all your teammates more powerful, but it would make Mark incredibly OP. Now, Green Ghost. She's another one that got a really good buff from all of these abilities. So Green Ghost is actually someone that most people probably don't know is very hard to kill because of her invisibility. So here, when you get into it, even like you see here, 0.5 second stun, it's a millisecond stun, like, it's not the best. Just getting it to 2 turns it into a 1 second stun, which is still not the best, but it's better. Then here she steals a buff from defenders and gives it to her teammate. Then if you get it to 5, it's a 1.5 second. And now if you get it to 6, she steals 2 buffs and gives it to her allies. If you get it to 7, it's 2 seconds. If you get it to 8, it's 3 buffs she gives to her allies. And then if you get it to 10, she steals all the buffs from enemies and gives it to her allies. And then she also gets 3-second stuns when she passes through enemies. So it's basically 2 targets she's stunning for 3 seconds, which is huge. So this ability, if I'm being honest, it's honestly its best at 10. Now, is there a benefit from going to any level under 10? I would say 7. But if you're gonna power it that high, for how much better it is at 10, I would say go all the way. Unless you can't, 7 is not a bad spot. 6 isn't really that bad either. But anything below 6 isn't worth it. So if you can't power her to 6 or she's not in your main roster, I wouldn't recommend upgrading it at all. But if she's someone that you're planning on putting in your main roster or you currently have in your main roster, 6 and up is the best way to go. With 10 being the best, obviously. Now, this one, once again, it's a very situational, very particular request. So for that being the reasoning, I always say I don't like these because it's such a minor buff and it's like, eh. This one is a little bit better than others because this one is for each member of the team of the Guardians of the Globe, of the original Guardians of the Globe, which is why it's so specific. So this would mean Immortal, Red Rush, Darkwing, the Fish Guy, Martian Man, and War Woman. If you have those on your team, then she gets a 5.5% HP of her max health, and that can. If you put Red Rush, Immortal, and War Woman on the same team with her, that is, what is that? 15. That's 16.5% of her HP. So that's a good amount. But I don't know if it's worth getting it to 10. Because a lot of those heroes that I just named, like Red Rush and War Woman, aren't that good. Now, this one is when she's low on health. This is her ability. This is her invisibility. When allies drop to 30% HP, she would teleport to them, and she would give them invincibility for 3 seconds. To basically help them heal, she applied a 5% heal on them. It will heal them over the course of the next 3 seconds. This ability has a 45-second cooldown. Now, this ability is like her actual main skill of taking care of her teammates. And if you boost this to max, your teammates really are barely ever gonna die. Because she implies a 15% max healing percent on them for 6 seconds, which is a long time in this game. And then she also gives them an invincibility of 6 seconds, which is kind of like invincibility because they can't be targeted. And the cooldown drops to 38 seconds, which is a weird number. But I would recommend this ability going in 10. And then her final ability is her own invisibility. When she drops to 20, she becomes invisible for 3 seconds, giving herself a 25% healing. And this ability has a cooldown of 20 seconds. Now, if you boost this up, it just basically boosts how much she heals, and also how long she stays invisible. And I'm pretty sure it ends with like the same thing. So once again, if you are a person that has a lot of stock into Green Ghost, which she's not bad ability at all. She is very tedious and hard to kill, and she takes care of her teammates very well. Especially if you're teaming her up with like Immortal. Her and Immortal are actually really cracked. Like her and Immortal together are really broken. I would say because of her 25% life leech, tying with the other Earth defenders like Omni-Man, you should max this ability here. Shouldn't touch this one. Max this one and max this one. Kind of like how Adam Eve is. And the reasoning I say this is, if you level her up and get her to at least legendary, like 5-star. If you get her to legendary 5-star, and you pair her like with my current, if you pair her with my current, Immortal, and then I level this guy up to like Seismic at least, like a legendary 5-star Seismic, right? Those three together will give her, and then you put those three together, that would give her a 35% lifesteal, with also her having the ability to constantly heal both of them. while they also both have a 10% lifesteal. And then if I pair that even more and put Mark on the team, or I put since she's a healer but also like a pseudo fighter, something like how Monster Girl is a defender but also like a damage dealer, same thing with her. I could even fuck around and say I put Immortal in the front, Omni-Man here, Green Ghost here, and then go even harder on the health and put an Adam Eve and a robot in the back. And now my team just has healing from all around. And they're all constantly healing themselves with the 10% lifesteal that Omni-Man gives if you lose that second. So that team can be really powerful and really, really fucking hard to kill. But, like I said, so she is one of those people that if you put the time in and the resources in, she can be really OP for you. And now, for Red Rush, I'm being honest, he's very situational. He's not a better option than her, but he does have some good skills. Now, Red Rush here, he spurts of speed and shit like that. He'll deal 200 damage just like a main ability. Punches the target and deals damage for 2.5 seconds. The target is silenced, meaning they can't use their ability for 3 seconds. Boosting this, to me, it does increase the timing of their silence, but it doesn't increase how much damage he does to them. And the silence just basically means they can't use their ability, which comes in clutch sometimes when it comes to Immortals, when you're trying to clear those stages of the Cecil Nightmares in time, to get the 3 rewards. But the ability isn't the best, and he's also not a really high damage character, or someone that I recommend putting a lot of resources in. Like, I think Epic 5-star is more than enough to put into him. And like, if you max him at Epic 5-star, like max him to the max level or anything, at Epic 5-star, I think he's good enough there. I don't think you should pour any more than that into him. And then with this one, this is the one thing I would say that makes him really strong for the future, is how other characters have Viltrumite like things. When he is going against attackers, so that means literally, that means Mark, that means Doc Seismic, that means Universa, that means Omni-Man, that means Street Ray, that means Warwoman, that means Battle Beast, that means any of the Mauler twins, that means fucking Bulletproof, that means Darkwing, that means, who else? That means the Lava guy from the Criminal faction, that means Duplicate, that means Rexplode, Damien Darkblood, all of those people. When he's going against all of those people, he gets a 10% crit boost, I believe it is. If I'm not mistaken, better than just said. Yeah, he gets a 10% crit boost. 10% crit damage boost. And I believe this goes up to 40 or 50. It's 45. Okay. So it goes up to 45. That's a huge crit boost. That's like damn near almost doubling his crit. Like, you're guaranteed to get a crit damn near every single punch. Like, every punch he throws is most of the like you have a 50% chance of it being a crit, basically. But it's just like, these abilities they really did do well for him, trying to make him strong. It's just when you look at the other options, it's just not. Yeah, I'm just looking at these and I'm like, Like, even this one deals some damage and he heals his teammate, increasing the crit chance once again. I don't know. Like, me personally, I wouldn't upgrade any of his abilities, if I'm being honest. He's not a person I would invest into. If you are investing into him and he's someone that's going to be part of your main team and you already have invested into him, so you're looking at how to build him, then I would say I would say get this ability here. Leave it at 1. Don't touch it. I would say... I honestly would say don't touch this ability either. This one... I'll say get this one a 6. And if you're gonna max any of them, I would max this one. Because that 45% crit chance is huge. You're basically gonna land a crit every punch almost. Like, if you land a crit this punch, you're most likely gonna not land one next punch, but the next punch after that, you're gonna most likely land one. So it'll be really good for you if you max this one. But once again, I personally wouldn't level up any of his abilities because I wouldn't use him beyond. And War Woman is probably the worst. Like, the worst character in the Earth Defenders faction. War Woman targets a random enemy spinning towards them, dealing 300 damage over 2 seconds. If you boost this, it raises the timer and the damage dealt to a significant amount. Because she does, like, this is like the highest damage I've seen out of anyone. Because they're trying to make you use her. Like, 865 damage is, like, I think equivalent to what Alan does when you max his ability. And I don't even think Alan's goes that high yet. Alan's goes to 700. And Doc Seismic being the other, like, highest DPS character in the game, he only goes up to 350. So, like, she's on some next level damage. But it's also because she is just so weak. Then she gets this, increases her attack percent by 1.5% for every, once again, like we said before, every original Guardian member of the globe. So this one scratches the back of Green Ghost, if you was to pair her with Green Ghost, because she gives her a boost, she gives her a boost, they work together. And like I said, if I'm being fully honest, with these ability upgrades that she gets, she's more rewarding and has a higher value of upgrading than Red Rush. Red Rush, without the upgrades, like base characters, Red Rush is better than her. But with the upgrades, she can put in some damage for you. Some real damage. Like, I'm talking about some real pain. Her main problem is she can't stay alive that long, which will come into handy if you, like, do the team I said with a lot of the Guardians of the Globe members. But I will say, if you boosted all of her abilities, and that's meaning, like, you're pouring all your resources into her, if you was to get this ability to 10, this ability to 10, this ability to 10, and this last ability is to stun all enemies, which is huge. You stun all your enemies when she does her... Anyway, any enemy that's hit by her main ability will be stunned for 3 seconds if you max it. So it's like, I don't know if you need to buff that one. If you want to buff it to where you get 2 seconds, where would that be? 7? I wouldn't even do that. I would say get it to 4. Because you're going to be maxing all the other ones. So I would say 10, 10, 10, 4. But once again, this is not, I'm not telling you to boost her if you don't want to, or if you're not looking, if you don't have her leveled up. She's honestly, there's so many other better characters. But I'm saying if you want to go the route of building teams based off of their abilities and complementing each other, she's actually not too bad when you do the upgrades. Without the upgrades, she's kind of a joke. But with the upgrades, she can deal some fucking damage, like some serious pain. Because if you look at it like this, bam, combine that, right? And then you do this, right? Max that, that's 4% for each member. Then we're combining her, which is another one. And she's giving herself the buff that's up here. That's 2 members. Both of them are going to get their buff. Now, I don't believe he counts as original Guardian of the Globe. No, he doesn't. But you would add him strictly for this right here. Because this will help keep... this would help keep her alive and help her keep herself alive. Then you would add him because he is original Guardian of the Globe. And once again, he will be the main person taking all the damage. So that's 3 in Guardian of the Globe. And then the only downside to this is that you would have to find a way to either get him in the team. Sorry about that. Alright. So, like I said, you will have all of them. It will help keep them alive. Now, like I said, I'm not recommending this be the team that you guys try to make. But I'm saying, if you were building it with that aspect, honestly, I might go with him as my last option. And the reason why I say that is everyone in that lineup is all like attackers. They're all going to be going at the target. None of them are going to be playing back. So I would do I would use him only because he's ranged and he lowers the defense of enemies that he fights. His crits are insane, legit for rare. And then when an enemy kills a human ally, which everyone on the team will be a human ally besides Omni-Man, so anybody on your team that dies, if you max out this one, once again, I don't recommend this at all, so please don't do this because you hear me say it. You stun them. Whoever performed the kill will be stunned for 4 seconds, which is a huge stun. And then the main thing here is that he lowers the defense of targets hit. So it's like you can really, especially with how much damage that team will do. It could be a scary team. It will take a lot of resources and a lot of time in, but it could be a scary team. But yeah, like I said, I'll do one more quick recap. 6. Get this one a 6. Don't touch this one. Don't touch this one, and no, wait, I'm wrong. Get this one a 6, right? Oh no, that's not 6. Get this one a 6. Don't touch this one. Get this one to 5, and don't touch this one. Then for Adam Eve, like I said, max, don't touch, max. Then for Omni-Man, I said excuse me. I originally said don't touch, but I would say if you're going to boost anything, get this one a 3, get this one a 10, this one I wouldn't touch, and then gut punch to 10. So you should get 2 to 10 with the option of getting the main ability to 3. Then Ring Ghost, I said 10, 10, 10. This one is situational depending on the team you're going to run, which is why I said I wouldn't boost this one. Then Red Rush, I honestly wouldn't boost any of them at all, because I don't recommend you working on Red Rush or wasting anything into Red Rush. Please don't do it. And then, last but not least, Last but not least, War Woman. And once again, I personally would recommend boosting any of these skills because I don't think you should use her. But if you are set on using War Woman and having her in your team, I honestly think you have to pour everything into her to get her to really be good and powerful. Her first ability, you would want to get that to 10. The second ability, I wouldn't say get it to 10 if you're not going to run the other teammates, but that would be the best way to make her useful. Her third ability, I would say get it to 10, and then her last ability ties in with her first ability, so I would say get it to 4. So I would say 10, 1, 10, 4, and that would do it for the Earth Defenders. Now, when I get the rest of the, I can actually get him to Epic Plus right now. So let's do that, and I have to record it real fast. I can't record when I'm doing this. I forgot. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to pull this off here, but yeah, I have the resources to do this. So I can do. I know I need to turn 2 of them into. Let's do that first, so I see what I have left. Let's pull 2 robots into him. That's good, Killer. How you doing, Killer? Plus right now. Bam, that bit, pow. Bam, bam, bam. Bam. Epic Plus, baby. And we can even throw one more into him. Why not? Get him Epic Plus 1 star. Bam. And just like that, we got him Epic Plus, and that takes care of all of these, what is it, GDA heroes, and now we finally have unlocked his last ability. So I will be doing a breakdown on these. I have to test it first, which is why I've been waiting to do these. I have to test the bulletproof one now, use the last character I've been waiting on, so now I'm gonna test it. But as of right now, I'm only missing the Mauler twins, the last 2 elites I need to get. My teams are shaping out. I got teams building up, and now let's get into the rest of the stuff. But this is gonna be the end of the part for the Earth Defenders. So this is going to be the end of the video on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this helped you, or if you have any other questions that I maybe didn't answer, please comment down below and let me know what you guys need help on, or any questions you guys are wondering about. If it did help, please hit a follow, hit a subscribe, check out my TikTok. If I can find it here. Check out my TikTok. Change the screen. I forgot I had buttons for this. There, 2 is that button. So check out my TikTok here. This is my TikTok. As you see, you got so much invincible guard global content. I post a lot of content. Excuse me. I post a lot of content over here about Guardians of the Globe, and then if you're watching this on YouTube, then you'll be on my YouTube. And then, last but not least, you can check out my Twitch, which is where I'm recording this video on. Sorry about that. Which is where I'm recording this video on. This is my Twitch right here at Kingsley727. But appreciate you guys so much for watching, and peace.